What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala.
Wow.
Your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of what, Terrence?
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man.
Wow.
And yeah, so for those of you listening, what's so special about today's episode, Terrence?
We're seated here with 40 pairs of eyes staring at us and wondering what the hell they signed up to on a Saturday evening. You know, aside from time from family and friends, they decided to take it and watch two boomers talk about news.
So a big shout out to everyone who came. This is our second Yalabot podcast recording, and we're doing it in front of a live audience. Hopefully there are more events in future because we want to do more of this. And I mean, what we are trying to do today is get you guys a bit more involved in the recording of an actual episode. So to start off with, we're doing this at Monk's Brew Club. What is special about the drinks they're having today, Terrence?
These are special Yalabat themed drinks that only for tonight they're serving at Monk's Brew Club. But of course, if you really like it, they'll probably have it permanently in the menu.
Yeah.
So make sure to, imbibe, get a lot of alcohol in your system. We sound a lot more fun when that happens.
Yeah, and I mean, the first drink, so I'm assuming everyone here has listened to at least some episodes, right? The first drink was inspired by none other than the ex-finance minister, Heng Swee Keat, who we all call... Fuck yes, man.
Yeah.
So it's the sugar daddy lah, and the inspiration that the bartenders used downstairs was for the Ming Jiang Kueh, right?
Peanut pancake for those.
But I say it properly, Ming Jiang.
Yeah,
Ming Jiang
so
Kueh.
well done. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. There's no mocktail version for that. But the second drink, which is CMIO, which we all know stands for...
Yes.
Okay. Because I met one person in the crowd just now who didn't know what that stood for. No names. But that has a mocktail version lah. So you can order it. You get one free drink with the entrance, but you can order more of that as you wish lah. Cool. Okay. So I guess we are ready to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, just.
How's the week?
How's the week been? I mean, we've had a couple episodes released this past week where we talked about how we are preparing for this and the lead up to this.
Yeah.
How's it been for you, like preparing for this live event?
I mean, interesting lah. Like a bit of nerves before, not gonna lie. But because honestly, part of me was wondering, these people are gonna come and watch us talk for like an hour.
Yeah.
And it's not like a stand-up comedy show.
Yeah.
It's a podcast recording lah. So excited to see how it goes lah. And I think the most important thing is we have fun lah.
Yeah. Were you tempted to like break out your stand-up comedy set from 2013?
Judging by how it went, probably not lah. Did anyone go to the stand-up comedy show?
That we were in like 2 years ago?
No, not at all. Okay, cool.
Good.
Cool. By the way, if you want to order any drinks, our friendly Kenneth is here to take your orders.
Yeah.
And how was your week? How was the prep?
Good. I mean, this area is really interesting to us. We did a Trishaw episode where we recorded a podcast along the Trishaw, on a Trishaw and rode it along here, the Joo Chiat area. So this place, I mean, to be able to find a home where we can do the recording and also host you guys, right? And let you see what goes into recording an episode of Yalabat. That's been pretty awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, every episode we don't have like 40 people, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can jump straight into it, man.
Yeah, let's jump right into it, man.
All right. So I mean, everyone saw the two topics, right? One was whether or not BTOs or the launch of the BTO plan has resulted in more divorces happening, and the second one was Trump, and if he becomes president, how it will impact Singapore lah.
Yeah.
Were you leaning towards one or the other or not?
I mean, the Trump issue, I think everyone knows there's something going on. He's been convicted and the first president to be a convicted felon. But what it relates to Singapore, we don't really know yet, So a bit broad lah, right? I mean, we don't know if he'll come again with like Kim Jong-un and have part 2 part 2 of their love affair.
Yeah.
The K-drama affair, right?
Yeah.
So that one's a bit broad for me. The other one I thought was like quite interesting discussion. Yeah.
I was just expecting like a simple answer.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't need the whole fucking roundabout thing.
But that's what this podcast is about. We don't, everything is nuanced, everything.
So that means you were leaning towards the BTO one?
Yes, I was leaning towards
okay, that's all I needed
Thanks
to know.
for summarizing my entire existence into one line.
So that was what I also was leaning towards. And a total of 35 people have voted. No, 32. So 8 people didn't.
Yeah.
But out of 32, so Trump got 16% of the votes.
16%, okay.
Which means we are talking about whether BTOs lead to early marriage and divorce. 84%.
84%.
Yeah. I wonder who wanted Trump.
Yeah. Those people. Some people wanted Trump.
I mean, we will stay back after this, to say hi. If you want to talk about Trump, then that's fine. But for now, we'll be talking about whether or not BTOs lead to early marriage and divorce. Because NUS study said yes.
Very close to the hearts of people, I guess.
Yeah.
Like love, relationships, BTOs.
So just off the top of your head, like what would your response be?
To what? Sorry.
Whether you think it is led to BTO divorces and end of marriages.
I mean, like that was my first response.
Yeah.
But that's why it's interesting because now this is based on an actual study. So there's actual science behind it, right?
In kind of. So how many of you actually heard of this article that came out or the news? Okay, a few hands. So basically it is part of this book called Kiasunomics 3, which was written by 3 researchers actually, from NUS. And basically, I didn't even know there was Kiasu Economics 3. I didn't know there was 1 or 2. Had you heard of it, Terence?
No, never.
No. So I didn't know, but it's a book they publish every few years. And it talks about, everybody knows Freakonomics, like how would you describe Freakonomics?
It's just a very written, a very layman take on economics that appeals to people. That's why it became very famous.
And they try and apply it to like everyday behavior and all that, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So Kiasunomics, it looks at trends in Singapore and tries to, talk about how humans behave in response to that. So this Kiasunomics 3 came up and they had this one study where they looked at the rates of divorce since the BTOs were introduced. Does anybody know when the BTO was introduced?
Oh, trivia question.
See, Terence, you say close to the heart. Nobody gives a shit.
They only care when they get the keys. That's all.
That's right. So it was introduced in 2001. And they basically looked at the divorce stats since then. So what they said is that there's a correlation between the increase in divorce rates as the BTOs were more and more widespread.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise you.
Doesn't surprise me. How about you? Like, were you surprised by it?
Actually, no, I wasn't surprised. But if you look at the books and the study and all, they basically, they said correlation. And there's one annoying phrase that a lot of people say, it's correlation doesn't mean causation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Can you maybe explain what that means?
It just means that just because something also happens alongside the phenomenon doesn't mean that one caused another, right? Like because A and B happened doesn't mean that A caused B or B caused A, right? So that's what they're saying basically, that just because there were more BTOs during a period and then there were also more divorces during that same period doesn't mean that the two are necessarily linked, right?
Yeah. So it's like after recording and my self-esteem is hurt because you shit on my ideas and all.
Yeah, not related.
There's a correlation.
Okay.
But you might not be the cause of it.
Yeah. Not
essentially
the full cause. Your self-esteem issues is the main thing. Me talking about you, like that's a small part of it, right?
Yeah. So that's why, like, the more I read it, right, the fact that, it's a correlation. So that's why they say that, okay, it's related. But so for you, it's very clear it's related.
I think so. Yeah. But the interesting thing is that this article is coming at a time when, BTOs, a very sensitive topic. Affordability of housing is a very sensitive topic.
Yeah.
So it's quite refreshing to see a headline like this, because this goes against everything that we're hearing about.
Yeah.
BTOs placing financial strains on young couples, and about how Singapore is a great place to build a home because you can afford housing and everything.
Yeah.
So this is like I would say so close to election time is quite subversive.
But that's why it was not from the government. It was from NUS, and it was the 3 academics in NUS lah. Because if you think about it, so anyone disagrees with that statement that BTOs cause more divorce? Anyone agrees?
Yeah.
All right, same response. Yeah.
Speak now, hold your peace. Forever hold your peace.
No, okay. So at first I thought, okay, it's of course it makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone who personally went through the process of putting down payment and like not going through with a BTO?
Yeah. I know.
And then what was that like?
It was pretty. I think pretty. Yeah, difficult situation, right?
Yeah. I also know some people like they went through the process. I'm sure you all also know, right? They put the down payment, and then by the time the keys have to be collected, they don't go through with it, and you lose like what, 30K?
Or whatever. Yeah. Depends on whatever you put down first.
Whatever you put down. Yeah. So okay, but then if you think about it, right, since 2001, do you think divorce rates have gone up in general?
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I mean, that's the common refrain everywhere around the world, all developed countries.
So that's why this study, right, when it came out, I actually felt like it's not giving the complete picture. Because right now, I mean, okay, so if you've been listening, I was on dating apps, right? So dating apps, and that whole process of like, always knowing there's like another better option fucks with your mind. Right?
Well, can you explain how it actually fucks with your mind? When you say
that.
You
do it in front of 40 people.
No, in front of your wife. No, because I mean, honestly, I kind of missed the whole dating apps boat, basically. I got married right before they became hot, so I have no like real knowledge of it.
Yeah, good answer to say in front of your wife.
So never used before, yeah.
So okay, basically dating apps. Anyone's been on dating apps, I don't know whether you all feel the same way. Like when I was on dating apps, I mean, first of all, I was on every dating app. And when I would go on a date, and even if it was okay, in my mind, I was like, okay, is that really okay?
Yeah.
Then because you always think that there's just not, that your perfect match is a swipe away, and it's very, very unhealthy.
Okay.
And there were real life consequences. And then after that, you realize, oh shit, like that's not a good mentality. So bringing it back to this, Terrence, I think stuff like that, and even like Instagram or like just the way people live their life now. Like a lot of younger people, they don't want to get married.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, anyone here, you don't need to. We won't look, but make some noise. No, wait, cannot make some noise. If you don't want to get married, don't make noise. Anybody doesn't want to get married very, very confidently.
Vehemently. Okay. Nobody.
Who really is dying to get married? Okay, nobody.
I mean, if they're here with their potential partners, you don't want to scare them off.
Especially if they're like on the first few dates or something, right? Oh fuck! If people are on dates here,
there's this interesting podcast recording going on. Yeah. Let's go and check it out, for our second date, and then then you ask them, oh, do you want to get married?
And they're like, fuck yes, Okay. So I mean, like, that's why this study, that's why I was surprised, because in one hand, it's not giving the full picture, right?
Yeah.
And the headline literally says, BTO system may have spurred earlier marriages but higher divorce rates, which is a bit speculative.
Yeah. Right. So the correlation thing did strike me as something. But they also go a little bit into detail about the spending habits of couples in new BTOs and all that, right?
Yeah.
And they actually have data that show that some couples that actually go from let's say they're from more well-off families, then they move into a BTO.
Yeah.
They actually end up taking on more credit card debt in order to fund a nicer place and a nicer lifestyle.
But that I didn't understand.
Yeah, that one I don't know what the exact cause was, but I think the point they were making was just that the BTO, because of the pressure of getting married and moving in, and because it places such a financial strain on couples, it actually puts them in a very stressful place. And that's where like the relationship, it takes its toll on the relationship.
But what does that have to do with spending more on the credit card? Because they also said that they found that people who move into BTOs that come from humble HDB backgrounds spend less on their credit card.
Yeah.
That was fucking okay. So
Yeah.
my first thought, it means the richer people, their parents are paying for a mortgage.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or they stretched themselves to buy something that they found they couldn't really afford later. lah.
Because they want to match up to their parents.
Yeah. Or they want to have a certain kind of lifestyle. lah. Yeah.
So the people from the humble HDBs,
yeah.
they're like, let's just stay humble in our home also.
Salt of the earth kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a bit weird lah. And I mean, okay, so even from personal experience again, like I do, like there is that pressure to get your own space lah. Right? Do you feel that pressure?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
To move out of your place and all.
To move up, but then also now so when I remember when I was 30, which was 10 years ago, there weren't that many people renting their own place. Are there like people here who are not married renting their own place?
Anyone?
Okay. So at least a few hands.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's also more common now.
Yeah.
And there's more co-living spaces.
Yeah.
Right. So this one, yeah, I found it funny that the researchers actually appeared on CNA as well.
Yeah, I saw.
So it wasn't like a small thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's good that it came out because it's just getting people to chat. Like, even though online everybody was like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they tied it to the fertility rate and all that. Like.
Yeah. But I mean, isn't it a bigger discussion that in Singapore, we kind of like, there's this structure in place where to move out of your house, you kind of got to, there are few paths like rental or getting a BTO and all that. So it's almost like you think about that primary school streaming kind of thing. It's a very structured way of you getting out of the house, right?
Yeah.
There's only these few options because of the high cost of rental and all. As opposed to in the US, like, usually 18 years old, you're kicked out of the house and you probably like cohabit with somebody for a number of years before you actually decide to buy a place together and move out together, right?
Yeah.
So in Singapore, there isn't the jump from living with your parents and then suddenly living in your dream home with your partner is such a huge leap. And I think that's what causes the real friction between couples in BTOs. So this article doesn't talk about that. The fact that we're not actually very accustomed to living with someone else's habits, right? And it's a very, very big shock to people.
So what were some of the ways you annoyed your wife when you first moved in together?
Trick question, this guy here.
I mean, it's all for...
It's my wife. My wife is in the audience here.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Yeah. But I mean, the question still stands, Terence.
I mean, according to people online commenters are saying like, keeping the toilet floor dry or wet and stuff. There's the stuff that grates on you, right? When you live together.
Yeah.
I'm sure the first few weeks of actually living together with your wife also, there were also issues.
Smooth. Wait, let me think. What was something that I annoyed her? I think just like kind of making it a point that I was only the one washing dishes.
You wanted to wash dishes?
No, I was like kind of salty about it.
Oh, you don't want to wash dishes?
No, I was doing a lot of it.
Because your mother was doing the dishes at home, is it?
Cute, No. Like, okay, yeah, so my mom is living with me now, but it's more she's living with us as opposed to we are living with her.
Oh, okay.
But when we first moved in, I think I was getting salty about having to do all the dishes and I was being passive aggressive about it.
Passive aggressive?
Yeah.
Like how?
I mean, like
it's a day in the life of the Tilani household.
How? No, as in like anytime there's got like some argument, I will bring it up.
Okay.
Which I realized was the worst thing to do because, that's not the way a husband should behave.
That's super passive aggressive.
But I changed a lot.
Okay, since you're so honest about it.
That's right.
I also, I mean, washing dishes was a thing. Yeah. But I was happy to wash the dishes. But I think the things we argue about were the how well the dishes were washed. Basically.
Oh, is it?
I don't know if anyone here, do y'all do batching?
Yeah,
like you all wait
I'm a batcher.
Yeah, I'm all for like waiting until the pile of dishes is so tall, it's almost like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Then I'll go and start washing
it. Actually, that's true. That was the issue for us also. I'm a batcher.
Yeah, I'm a
batcher.
So we argued a bit about that at the start, where I was like, does not make sense for me to dedicate so much time to like cleaning one dish at a time.
Exactly.
As opposed to batching.
And you can't listen to a full podcast or anything.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the second point of contention. I wanted to like listen to videos and everything while doing dishes.
Yeah.
And if I do one dish, I can't watch anything other than like Tian House videos or something like that. Right. But I wanted to listen to like long, nuanced podcast discussions.
So then what was the steady state?
Steady state was, I think we found a compromise, like a little batch, a small batch.
It doesn't
small
go
batch.
past into visibility.
Like maybe one meal that I watched.
I think for me it was the fact that okay, if I don't mind doing the dishes, but then I will same thing, like I don't batch it up till like once a day kind of thing.
By the way, I mean if we're sleeping on the couches tonight, you know why, like you guys, we put it out here. But even this discussion already tells you like how difficult it is to live with someone else, you know, to change all your habits overnight and live with someone else, which I think is the bigger issue about BTOs, right? That you're suddenly thrust into this home ownership arrangement, and then I mean literally everything, even the interior design and everything, you have to take care of that as well.
And because you agree to it even before maybe you have had the marriage discussion yet, right? Because I also know some people, they've put down like signed up now, but they don't even know whether for sure they're going to get married or not. It's a safety check.
Yeah, that's right.
But so I mean, like just go check out like that whole thing. Kiasunomics 3.
Kiasunomics,
as always, the links to whatever we talk about will be in the show notes for this when it does come out. Any final thing to add about that?
No, I think the book sounds interesting. And I think it is quite subversive actually in some ways, what they focused on in the book. So worth checking out now.
Yeah. Cool. So I mean now we're not going to do a second topic because you know we are face to face with people who listen to the podcast. We also wanted to really embrace some comments that we received in the past. So as opposed to one Shiok comment, we're just going to show some examples of the not so Shiok comments.
The top not Shiok comments, right?
Not Shiok comments.
Not Shiok comments,
So for context, Terence and I have not seen these comments. We may have seen it in passing, but dear Dom there has taken the liberty to shortlist a few comments that we're going to see for the first time.
And so we'll read out the comments and then we'll react to them, right?
Yeah. So hopefully the people who left the comments can fucking listen to us call them out.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to dox the people who left the comment, right?
No. I mean, if they have some cryptic name or something. No, actually, no.
We don't need that. Let's just go straight to the comments.
Yeah.
All right, Dom. All right, Harish, you want to read this one?
Oh, okay. So this was for the episode 534 talking about the char siu for Cantonese insult. You also criticize people for calling out Crystal Jade, but then question if Science Center should really be hosting events like that. End of the day, you're just a slave to your biases and values, choosing to believe what you want to think is true. So what do you think of that, Terence?
Fair point.
No, but who was calling out Crystal Jade? You were the one calling out Crystal Jade.
It's directed at me, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That's why.
Yeah. I was hoping you would read it and then you would address it. And take responsibility for a shared platform we have together.
I love how you just embraced that moment thinking it was directed to me, but then it hit you that it was to you.
Oh, no, wait. No. Sorry. Reverse Uno. It's criticize people for calling out Crystal Jade. I was actually for the people calling out Crystal Jade. You criticized them, so it's actually on you. Uno. It's on you.
Okay. So it says I'm a slave to my biases and values, choosing to believe what you want to think is true. That's everybody, right? Who here is not a slave to your bias and choosing to believe what you think is true?
Yeah.
Isn't that everyone?
So are you repentant?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, this comment, maybe Dom is starting off a bit gentle.
Yeah, it's a very gentle comment.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do this one,
Yeah.
This is episode 363 with Dr. Jason Leong, who was a guest on a podcast, the comedian from Malaysia. So he says, since you decided to leave Malaysia and criticize us, why you still want to talk about us? Concentrate your discussion on Singapore. I hate people's migrate, then criticize as if country never do anything for you. Bunch of traders, slave to money.
I didn't know slave was a common word that Singaporeans use.
Apparently, yeah.
So this is directed towards Jason Leong, huh?
I think so, yeah. Hey, I'm not Jason Leong, you know. I'm Chinese also. I'm Chinese, but I'm not Jason Leong. But yeah, Dr. Jason Leong, yeah. So I guess it's...
So we're shitting on Jason Leong while he's in Malaysia.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, Jason Leong, he's a Malaysian comedian who really likes life in Singapore. And as far as I know, he is based partially out of Singapore now, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. I think he said a lot of good things about Singapore in that podcast that ended up getting him flamed, especially later when he was involved in he was siding with Jocelyn Chia You know, the comedian that made the joke about MH
370.
370.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a pretty nasty comment for Jason.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is a Singapore Airlines handling of turbulence incident, and I think it's that lah. So starting from the top left, I'll read it out. They don't owe you anything, bro. Don't be entitled. Oh, because this was when you asked me, why does the SIA CEO owe me an explanation?
Yeah, that's right.
So this was an excerpt we put online, where I think like Terence was making me sound like a douche lah, because it was just that excerpt, and he was saying, so why does the SIA CEO owe you an explanation? But I think you were referring to the common man lah, right? Not me directly lah.
Yeah, that's right. Not you.
So it's your fault lah.
It is, yeah. I threw you under the bus. I mean, you are a proud ex-employee of SIA, so in some ways you have more teeth in the, more skin in the game than
but
everyone
he doesn't
else.
owe me an explanation like as Harish lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the top one. You want to read the next one?
Maybe just the bottom right one. Empty vessels make the most noise. Two bitching underachievers. Smiley face, smiley face.
So that is definitely directed to us lah.
Yeah. And it's for both of us. Yeah.
No, especially those are from TikTok, right? TikTok, I think they don't know our names, so they just refer to me as the Indian one and Terence as the Chinese one.
Yeah, no. Actually, if you go on TikTok, a lot of our podcasts have been like ripped and put as like individual segments on like random ghost channels that I never see before.
Yeah,
and they get more views than us lah.
Wake Up Singapore.
No, it's not Wake Up. Not even Wake Up Singapore. Some random channels. Yeah, random channels on TikTok.
Yeah, I've seen like Anne, Indian one. Maybe that might some will become up. So I mean, if you all ever want to be entertained, right, go read the TikTok comments on our videos.
Not our videos lah. Videos of us that are not posted by us lah.
No, even on our account. Our account also. Yeah.
You know what? We need to hire an army of Gen Z people to help us go and find all these videos and try and get them taken down. Yeah.
But I mean, taken down, arguable lah. Whether we should be taken down or not.
Let's not do that. Yeah.
Anyone here left? How many of you have actually commented on our videos before, or on Reddit or anything?
Or something? Oh, nice! Okay. Wow! Yeah. Okay, yeah, cool.
Any of you see comments you recognize? No. Okay. Can. All right. The next one.
Yeah. So this was from episode 528. Oh, I like this episode about Lawrence Wong's the handover from Lee Hsien Loong to Lawrence Wong as Prime Minister.
And the Tan Chuan Jin masterclass.
Oh, yeah. And about Tan Chuan Jin's masterclass that drew a lot of flack from people. And so the comments was, LOL, you really believe in what you say? You won't cheat if you have the chance? And then the response is interesting. They don't. They are like amoeba, just split to have offsprings.
That's us, right?
I'm trying to understand, is that an insult or is that a compliment?
How is it a compliment?
I mean, if you could split yourself, that's like a superpower. That's like your X-Men.
No, but they could also be saying that we are not attractive enough to have anyone to cheat with.
Okay, got it. I understand now. Yeah. Okay.
Normally you are the glass is half empty kind of person. No,
I'm very optimistic that people... I mean, look at us. We're all having fun here, right? I'm optimistic.
And we have proof that we do not split to have offsprings. In the audience.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then the next one is, come on guys, give him a break. There is no crime having adultery at that moment. Flaw. Many have done it.
Sibei high horses.
Oh man. Like there were quite a lot of people defending Tan Chuan Jin lah.
Yeah. And we're actually in his area, Marine Parade, right? Kind of near Marine Parade right now where we are. Yeah, when his home ground, yeah.
Which is now Edwin Tong's home ground.
Oh yeah, Tong's home.
No, but Tan Chuan Jin was Marine Parade.
Yeah. Tan Chuan Jin was Marine Parade. Yeah. And Edwin Tong took
Sugar Daddy Heng was also Marine Parade at one point.
East Coast plan, yo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
First time read about politics.
Okay. Okay. I think we have one more. Okay, Taman elected president in landslide victory with this. Okay. Both look visibly disappointed by the result. Likely they have voted for Tan Kin Lian.
Wait, we had Jason Leong on to talk about Tarman.
Did we?
I don't think so. Oh, maybe is that Typo or maybe typo.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Then when you copy and paste, right, you got to like just check now.
Yeah. It's Control C and Control V. Yeah.
Command on the Mac, yeah.
Someone elected president in landslide victory with Dr. Jason Leong. Actually, that reads quite nicely.
Vice President Jason Leong.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can read the next one.
Oh, can one of the hosts stop saying F word during the broadcast? I find it distasteful and disgusting. I feel like I need to skip watching. Thanks. Who do you think that's directed at?
I mean, me lah.
But and this is something I've spoken to you about before lah. I put you aside to tell you lah, right? Hey, maybe the F word don't need so much lah, right?
I don't think you pull me aside lah. No, but generally that's how we also talk off recording. It's just that I wear my heart on my sleeve lah, Terence. I don't put a false image during the recording and not speak like the way I do off the recording lah.
Okay. But I mean, they're just asking if you can substitute the F word for something else lah.
But then it just feels different.
So you feel edgier, is it? You feel edgy. You say F word, you feel edgy lah.
Okay. So the F word, it communicates a certain emotion that if I would say what fish, is it?
Yeah.
What the fish?
Yeah.
You sound like. I mean, we grew up with some people like that, right?
Yeah,
what the fish? What the fudge?
Yeah.
Well, what else have you all heard? Any other F words? No, What the fish? What the fudge?
Yeah.
Then why don't you say it?
Huh?
Why don't you say that? Like even off the record, right?
Yeah, I might after this. Yeah, if you challenge me, yeah, I will. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'll be able to substitute.
Now that you finish your coffee challenge already.
Yeah. I finished my coffee, weaning off coffee, in case everyone doesn't know already.
Yeah. Just as we happen to have an event at a place known for their coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Amazing coffee.
Speaking of which, Monk's Brew coffee, solid. Solid. Yeah. So, but I mean, the coffee thing, you totally off. How many days off coffee already?
A week. Yeah.
A week.
Yeah.
Any epiphanies to share with the audience?
It's a psychoactive substance that.
You're not talking to Shamugam. Just
Sorry.
speak from the heart. Yeah.
No, I miss coffee. I miss the act of like brewing, the act of like smelling it, sitting down with your friends and talking. And there's just this gap, like after meals, that I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm walking around like, what do I? Then I go and order Milo, but I feel like a 14-year-old or a 12-year-old boy. I drink Milo at lunch.
And after you drink Ribena,
yeah,
like 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't have my coffee, and that it's quite debilitating.
But now okay already lah.
No, as in the social cues, I haven't gotten over it. I'm still trying to find something to fill that gap. Yeah,
I see.
But the what do you call it? The cold turkey was pretty bad lah. Yeah, initially.
But now you
okay. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Any other comments? Okay. So we're done with that segment. And now we have the segment called Answers from My Hat.
Yeah, where we got the people who are present today to fill up, creative answers to questions that we had posed beforehand.
Yeah.
And now, we'll just grab some from a hat and read out what the answers to those questions were.
So I think everybody got one or two questions lah. One is between me and Terence, who is more peppy.
Yeah.
If you don't know what peppy means, I hope you ask the person next to you.
Yeah.
And the other question was, if Yalabad could collab with one person in the world, who should it be?
Yeah, that's right.
So Terence, you wanna do the honors?
We'll just pick some of the answers. Okay. Okay, so for the question, if Yalabad could collab with anyone in the world, who would you want and why? Jimmy Yang. All Asian but grew up in different countries. All funny. Wow. Jimmy O Yang. Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy O Yang.
Yeah. The comedian, right?
So all Asians but grew up in different countries, all funny.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's our hope lah. That one day that, like guests who come into Singapore, like, small music artists like Taylor Swift and all that, they'll drop by the Yalabad studio and they'll spend an hour of time of their precious time like with us lah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the goal lah. So if any of you happen to know Taylor Swift, just hook us up. Because you think about it, like now, Singapore is getting a lot of top tier talent, right?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, Trevor Noah, the Pope.
Yeah.
So it's all coming together. Like, can you imagine if the Pope came by?
Wow. That one would be, I think we would need to go to him lah. We will bring our whole setup to him lah, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the Pope Mobile will come to our office.
No, but have they opened up ticket sales yet?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think it's ticket sales. It's ticket balloting.
Balloting, careful. I don't anyhow say.
Yeah.
You get puff mud.
So the Pope is coming September 11 to 13, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if we could collab with the Pope.
Yeah. And we talked about this, but I think the Pope coming also shifts the date of when our elections will be as well.
I think you're the only person who thinks that.
Yeah. Because I always say that, imagine a picture of Lawrence Wong with the Pope, and then he brings that, and that's part of his message as he goes into elections. So that will be like, he's like ordained by God to become Prime Minister. You know?
No, but seriously, I've never heard anyone else. I've heard people say the F1, there's a lot of things.
Oh, yeah,
I've never heard anyone else say that the Pope is going to influence the timing of the elections.
I don't know what world you live in, man.
No, because if you think about it, like a few months ago, wouldn't it be also better if the election's completed by the time the Pope comes?
Before the Pope comes?
Yeah.
Why so?
So that, he's already been given the mandate by the people, now been given the mandate by God.
That's why you assume that they will win, right? For sure, 100%. So that brings us to the other question.
That's true,
Who's a bigger peppy, Harish or myself?
Before we... okay, perfect. Between H and T, who is more peppy and why? Wow, this one I think you have to read.
Okay. It says Terence, cause he's such a boomer sometimes.
Come, Terence. Maybe you take a moment to reflect and think about why you come across as such a boomer.
I think boomer nowadays, like, it's been used so much that it's barely even an insult anymore already.
Oh, is it?
It means someone's very wise and thinks very carefully and is aware of the nuances of topics before.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Correct. So you're okay if like people just call you boomer, Boomer Terence?
It happens. Between us, it happens. I was trying to show Eminem's new song to our colleagues Tristan and Dom that day. And I would say, hey, let me let you. I asked him, have you heard of Eminem before? And Tristan said, heard of him, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, let me play you some real music then, So I proceeded to play Eminem. Then he's like, okay, boomer. So it's like,
Tristan, you wrote that, is it?
Purposely, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, boomer is not necessarily an insult these days.
All right, cool. Very positive way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Now you pull up.
Okay. This one says secret. Between Harish and Terence, who is more peppy and why? Terence, closet peppy. Want stability for kiddo. For my kid.
Oh.
Okay. Acceptable, yeah.
So what? I just want like fucking mayhem in Singapore.
You woke as Lee Hsien Loong describes, you are the part of the woke generation right? You who just want
that's how
safe
change
spaces.
comes. That's how change comes. Well, I'm gonna look for another one of that question. If it's you, yeah. Let's see. Okay. I think we go on to the next one. So between you and me, who's peppy? H. T seems less defensive of PAP. How am I more defensive of the PAP?
I'm thinking, you generally, you're friends with a lot of them also, right?
Who?
Because you sometimes as an actor and media personality, you sometimes host shows and you see them.
I met them, I don't know whether they consider me as a friend.
Yeah. Then you become more defensive of them. It's okay. We're all defensive of our friends. It's fine,
No. Like, I don't know what that person is. Okay, so sometimes I think if there is stuff to defend, then you defend because the PP is not all extreme, good or bad.
Yeah.
You have to be able to find the nuance, Terence.
Yeah. No, but it's true, The fact is, we sometimes forget that even within members of parliament, there's 80 over them, right?
Yeah.
And then when you go there in person to sit and watch parliament, like we have, you realize they all got their own little cliques also, right? They sit together, then they're telling each other jokes and all that, and some go toilet, then you see another person going toilet, then they're just going to be talking cock outside.
Yeah.
So they're a big group of people that you can't just in one fell swoop this is all of them are just the same, right?
Yeah.
So in some ways, if one of them does something interesting, let's say Louis Ng, I think he speaks up for a lot of different social causes and all, right? You got to give credit where credit is due, right?
Yeah.
Or if some MP puts a dog collar on himself and likes shocking himself, dude,
that one really deserves credit.
Really, hats off to you, man. Keep zapping, yeah. So I in some ways, I'm kind of defending you. In some ways, saying that we try to see where people where the nuances are in these discussions.
Yeah. No, and going to parliament is also quite interesting because you can see how different people bow when they go to the toilet. Because if you ever go to Parliament, even as attendees, right, when you walk in, you need to bow to the speaker. No?
Yeah.
Like everybody has to do that.
Yeah.
So when the MPs need to go excuse themselves and whatnot, they stand up, they go to one edge, and they bow to the speaker. And then you can see some of the newer ones, they do a full bow. Some of the older ones are just the head nod. Like even while turning, they're like bowing.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that was eye-opening for me.
Yeah, correct.
Going to Parliament.
True.
Not very interesting to you.
Interesting.
It's okay. Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this one is, okay. If Yalabat could collab with anyone in the world, who would you want and why? Wow, this handwriting is beautiful. It's so clear and straight. I can tell this must be a very conservative person. Tan Chuan Jin, because I want to hear or see what leadership is about. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great handwriting.
Yeah. It's very, very nice, right?
Confirm peppy.
Confirm peppy.
Confirm peppy.
But yeah, Tan Chuan Jin also, I think is one. I would say, like, you ask me, like, one of my dream guests right now in Singapore's context right? Nicosia, Tan Chuan Jin, all of them.
Yeah, I think Tan Chuan Jin's max. Because even like Nicosia, she's not really in the public eye.
Yeah.
Leon Pereira appeared at a private event. Cheng Li Hui also away from public eye, but Tan Chuan Jin coming out with such like aplomb, right?
Vigor.
Yeah. So I mean, one of my dream guests also.
Oh, really? One of your dream guests also?
Yeah, Tan Chuan Jin. I mean, if we can collab, do a video, go back to...
leadership, about leadership or what?
No, remember way back we did those pickup videos on the street? Can you imagine doing it with Tan Chuan Jin? Wearing the PAP uniform. Which is what we kind of did almost last time.
School uniform.
School uniform. Okay, maybe we do like two more.
Okay, two more.
Okay, between H and T, who is more peppy and why? Neither. That's all.
Oh,
Neither,
okay.
Full stop.
Okay. Nice.
Not in the spirit of Yalabat. Neither. Okay.
All right. Then this one. Okay. Between Harish and Terence, who is more peppy and why? Terence. Because he's more rational.
Fuck that one. Bullshit.
That's a great, what do you call it, backhanded compliment.
Yeah, so that means like that person's also saying that it's more rational to be a peppy.
No, it means that you are irrational.
No, that's a big extrapolation. That's a big... It's just saying more rational. If Usain Bolt is more fast than another runner, doesn't mean the other runner is not fast, right?
Correct. But I set the bar very low for rationality, and they're saying that you're even lower. Yeah.
Okay, we do one more. Maybe we just...
this guy he wants one more, just so he can get back.
I mean, the neither doesn't really count. Maybe we just see which is the most interesting response from the...
Well, you want to speed read all of them?
No, just like any interesting ones that stand out.
Oh, okay, this one's quite interesting. Long answer.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. You want to read it? Yeah, I think this one you read it.
Okay. Okay. So between H and T, who is more peppy? Terence. Because H is more adventurous. Example, okay, I never bring up the car challenge. I didn't fucking bring it up. Jumping into fountain, building wells in Africa. So more contrarian. T is more normal.
The only reason you all think he's more contrarian is because he talks about it all the time. We can't get him to shut up about it.
No. When people want me to talk about it, I'll talk. So they write it, I talk.
The problem is you think everyone wants you to talk about it all the time.
Somebody just wrote it there. And you asked me to read it out. So I'm just following instructions.
Yeah. So again, let's go through it again. You did the Subaru car challenge.
Okay. We can move on.
You built wells in Zimbabwe, is it?
Wells was Honduras, and Cameroon.
Cameroon, okay. And then Zimbabwe was what?
No, Zimbabwe I didn't end up going.
Okay, you didn't end up going.
It was South Africa.
Okay. And then what's the last?
Nepal.
Nepal. I wasn't even thinking of that.
You can read it all in my book. That will come out in 10 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess those are all the scenes from the hat.
Yeah, interesting. But thanks for all the responses. We can talk about it later after the show as well. If you all were the ones who wrote these interesting ones.
Actually, we can like frame it up or something
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, the only thing left is the one Shiok thing.
Yeah, the one Shiok thing, very a segment that, I think when we started the podcast, we never thought that people would give a shit about what we actually like in our personal lives.
Yeah.
But over time, we realized that people actually do watch or listen to or interact with the One Shiok things that we recommend. So we are more influencer than we thought we were.
Yeah. So I mean, you have your One Shiok thing?
Not yet. You go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so my One Shiok thing. Do you know the recent whole copyright case between the photographer Jing Na Zhang?
Yes.
Do you see that in the news?
Yes.
Everyone kind of like heard about that case. So she's a singer. I mean, she was a Chinese-born Singaporean who studied in Singapore and studied photography, and actually has become quite famous as a photographer. And she recently won like one of those landmark cases in that was ruled by Luxembourg, where a Dutch painter, kind of painted something based on one of her photographs. So she actually does like very nice portraits lah. Like she took a photo of Michelle Yeoh when she appeared on the Time magazine.
Yeah.
And what the person did was they painted an exact replica of her photo. And at first there were a lot of like judges saying, oh, there's no copyright infringement because it's a photo and blah blah. But she finally won, and I think she was one of the first artists to do that in the world. And she recently started like an app called Kara. Have you heard of it?
No. What's
that?
So
it's super cool because it's being branded right as the anti-AI app. And basically what it promises artists is if you load photos there, it prevents AI crawlers from scraping the photos there to use to develop their own AI.
Yeah.
So then they have technology like they kind of like mess up what the crawler sees, so they can't use it for AI and it's grown to like 700k users in like a few weeks.
Wow.
And she started it.
Singaporean.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's super cool. And I mean she's quite vocal on Twitter and online and all. Her name is Jing Na Zhang. So she's actually making a difference, man.
Wow.
And fighting the powers that be.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
thanks for the enthusiasm, Terence.
No, I hope she doesn't use AI in her own like app to catch AI, right?
I mean, that's what some people are saying. Like, everyone starts off with noble intentions, like Meta, Google, Instagram, and all that. But there's that saying, like, the path to hell is paved with good intentions.
Or you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. But that's my One Shiok thing.
Okay.
What about you?
Mine's a follow-up to, has anyone seen the CNA documentary Walk the Line? There's a very good documentary about Chinese immigrants going through Latin America to enter the US lah. So the little catch is that Ecuador in South America is the only country that allows Chinese people to travel without visa into the country. So a lot of over 30,000 Chinese people in the last year have crossed through Latin America on foot, on bus, everything, in order to get to Tijuana in Mexico, where they would cross the border wall. Cross meaning like they find a hole and then they go through lah. And so CNA did a great documentary about it, a 3-part documentary that was my previous One Shiok thing. But in the documentary, the key part is that they wanted to hike through this part called the Darien Gap, which is this expanse of jungle between Colombia and Panama that has no roads, no way to cross it except by going through the jungle. So the CNA crew wanted to go in, but then they were warned by the cartel that if you go inside there, something bad will happen to you. So they actually didn't go in. So I was very curious after I watched the documentary, like what it actually means going through lah. And surprise, surprise, you look at a lot of other documentaries. All the journalists are like, we can't enter there and all that. So, but who would come to save the day lah? A YouTuber came to save the day. A YouTuber named Timmy Carter actually did the whole Darien Gap crossing. Like he vlogged himself going through the Darien Gap with illegal immigrants, and saw a lot of things along the way lah.
And it was by foot, is it?
By foot, yeah. 4 days by foot through the jungle, staying overnight, and things happened to him. A lot of crazy things happened to him. He saw dead bodies along the way and things like that. So, just a reminder of like YouTube really fills the gap between what the mainstream media is able to do and journalists are able to do. But YouTubers can do things that they can't do that will be very, very interesting to see. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I haven't watched the documentary yet, but I want to. I actually saw more people talking about it.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it wasn't very publicized.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few people put up their hands to watch it, right?
Seen it, right?
How long are the 3 episodes?
An hour each, somewhere.
It's an hour each.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, cool. So
Cool.
I guess that brings us to the end.
Yeah, wow. Just like that, we are 50 minutes, just about one podcast.
50 minutes in. This episode will go live. And yeah, I mean, we will stay back to hang out, and we have some other announcements. But what's our regular plug at the end of every episode, Terrence?
If you enjoyed this podcast, everybody say yeah.
Cool.
That's not something we get every day. But yeah, if you enjoyed this podcast, please like, share, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff that tells the algorithm that you like this Chinese and Indian man talking about Singapore politics. Because they don't understand. The algorithm doesn't understand.
They don't understand. And I mean, hopefully we will have more events like this. Shout out to the awesome partners, Monk's Brew Club. And thank you all so much for coming. And maybe we can end off with like a what? Not round of applause. Sorry.
Who asks for a round of applause? You don't ask for that.
I was in minister mode. You know, when the minister leaves, everybody has to stand up.
Everybody rise.
Okay. So thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you all soon.
Woohoo!
So one thing for Tristan that he will need when editing this is we need 5 seconds of silence.
Yeah.
And it's not just to make people feel awkward. Like legit, we need 5 seconds of silence.
Yeah.
So when Tristan gives his thumbs up, we can all start talking again.
Yeah.
But for now, and silence and now. All right, cool.
Woo-hoo.
All right, now we're glad.
Okay, everyone. Yeah.